Happy Hanukkah! Today, we'll look at some cool Jewish inventions, as well as some Christian missionary inventions. Plus, what's the oil of the story of Hanukkah really about? I'm Rabbi Yossi Madvig, and this is Jews Did It First.
My life, my length of days, you are the rhythm in my veins. My heart pulses to your name. I rise from sleep and speak your praise.
Hey, happy Hanukkah, everyone. Welcome to Jews Did It First. Normally I have a whole script and I make sure I read it so that way everything comes off smoothly and I don't sound like a bumbling fool. But not tonight, so sorry guys. Tonight, since it's Hanukkah, it's actually the third night of Hanukkah now that I'm recording this, and it's a very special day of Hanukkah, the third day of Hanukkah, because it was when the Alter Rebbe, the founder of the Chabad Hasidic movement, was released from prison, one of his many imprisonments, and so it's generally celebrated with a little extra zest and gusto, and I'm going to keep it a little bit light for Hanukkah. I just wanted to go through some of my favorite Jewish inventions that are a little more modern day. This is in honor of Eyal, one of the students here at SUNY Oswego, who inspired this episode. So, Shkoyach, thank you very much, Eyal. Appreciate the inspiration for today's episode. So, let's get on with it. We'll look at some things that Jews did first. So we're going to look at a couple of different categories here. The first one is tech. Now, by the way, there's a lot of different Jewish/Israeli inventions. I'm not going through all of them. There's way too many to count. Plus, innovations in different fields of science, art, music, etc. Not going to delve into a whole lot of those things. Really just going to pick a few things to keep the episode nice and short and light for Hanukkah. I know you got a lot of things to do, a lot of latkes to bake and donuts to eat and candles to light and presents to open. So I don't want to interrupt too much. Plus, I also have a lot of things to do. So we'll look at a couple things in tech. First, which I found very interesting, is the USB flash drive. I mean, everyone loves a flash drive, right? So this little memory storage device with an integrated USB interface was developed by the Israeli company M Systems. That's M as in Madvig, I guess. It was done in partnership with IBM, of course, and they developed and manufactured the first USB flash drives available in North America. Now, obviously, as with many patents and inventions, it's challenged by multiple different companies. And here's just, full disclosure. There are those who developed it independently as well. There was Trek Technology in Singapore, Malaysia, and the People's Republic of China at, I guess it's Netak Technology is how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. And also the Republic of China, which is Taiwan. Okay, there is a little patent controversy over there, but listen, for the purposes of this program, I'm perfectly okay saying Jews did it first. Another one that's very interesting in tech is the first voice-over internet protocol. Right? Do you say VoIP or do you say VoIP? I'm not sure what the cool lingo is these days, but anyway, the basically PC to phone software solution that was developed by Vocaltech in Israel. Way to go, guys. You rock. And one of my personal favorites is Waze, because I use it all the time. Many people are actually aware of this, I think, that Waze, the GPS-based navigation system, it's used for smartphones, and it's really amazing. It gives you all sorts of cool details and traffic updates and redirects you and all sorts of really neat stuff. So that was founded in 2008 in Israel by Uri Levine. He was a software, and also there's a software engineer, Ehud Shabtai and Amir Shinar, all these cool guys. Now it's available in 100 different countries, and I think was actually bought by Google for like $1 bajillion or something like that. So anyway, those are some fun, cool tech things that Jews did first. And now I want to share with you some some weaponry that Jews did first. There's actually quite a few things. Two of my favorites that Jews did first are the Desert Eagle, which is a pistol, pretty popular pistol actually, apparently developed in Israel, as well as the Uzi submachine gun. And you'll never guess why it's called Uzi. Well, you probably will if you're Jewish or happen to know some Jewish/Israeli names. It was developed by Major Uziel Gal in the 1950s. So Uzi is a nickname for Uziel. So that's really cool. So I suggest trying to play with some of that and say, hey, Jews did it first, and be all proud of that kind of thing. And finally, the last category I want to talk about are some games, because games are fun. Everyone loves games. And three of my favorite games to play, actually. Okay, well, they're probably not my actual favorite game. Some of them are. One of them is my actual favorite game to play. And that's the first one I'm going to talk about, is Rummy Cube. Yes, Rummy Cube. Maybe some people call it Rummy Cub. I don't know why. Maybe it's supposed to be Rummy Cube. I don't know. But it's the little tiles, and they each have numbers. You have like 2 to 4 players. It's a really fun game. It's kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like Rummy with the cards, and you make the runs and sets and all sorts of fun things with the tiles. My kids love playing it. We love playing it at home. So it actually is one of our favorite games here at home. And it's a great Shabbos game. And that was invented by Ephraim Herzano. So there you go. And another couple games, really fun games that we enjoy playing at home, are Mastermind, which is that's a game invented by Mordechai Merowitz. Now, Mastermind is when you put the colored pegs, and the other person has to guess it by making all these combinations, and you tell them what they got right and if it's in the right place. Really fun game. As well as Guess Who. And that's really funny, too, because they have these quote-unquote Jewish versions. We always call them the Jewish version because it's in Yiddish, and they have, it's, what was it? Ver S or something like this. I forget the Yiddish version is called. And so it's like, oh, this is the Jewish version. Well, apparently, Guess Who is the Jewish version. And that was done by Theo and Ora Koster through, I guess, Theora Design is the name of the company. So really cool stuff that Jews did first. Again, there's a ton of other things. There's actually a bunch of them. There's a whole Wikipedia page on things that were invented and developed by Israelis. Now, it's true that just because it's done by an Israeli doesn't make it Jewish per se. However, most Israelis are Jews. So, and all the cases that we looked at were all done by Jews. So, there you go. Some fun stuff to take a look at. And now we'll move on to the counter missionary. So, every week I do a little counter missionary segment. I just want to put a little disclaimer out there. I haven't done the disclaimer in a little while. Maybe I should do it every week. This is not meant to be a slap at the Christian community. It's not meant to try and disprove Christianity. What it is meant to do is give Jewish people and other people who are missionized to, especially Jews, because I'm a rabbi. So, all right, I'm a little biased. What do you want for my life? But also, many times missionaries in particular, I'm not even talking about your sort of standard everyday Christian person. I'm specifically talking about those Christian missionaries that go and missionize, if there is such a word, to Jewish people. What's the word? Proselytize. There you go. To Jewish people in particular, and bring proofs from the Jewish Bible in order to convince Jewish people to abandon their faith and abandon their heritage. This, as a rabbi, as you might imagine, I have some particular qualms with. So it's also, by the way, a way for Christians to understand the age-old question, why don't Jews accept Christianity? Why don't they accept their guy as the Messiah? And I'm trying also that there's a custom in Judaism not to mention the names of gods of other religions. So I will try not to use the name of the Christian God I will usually use the Spanish version. I figure it's different enough, but everyone will still understand what I'm talking about. So when you hear me refer to Jesus, that's who I'm talking about. A good friend here on campus, one of the professors here whose name is Jesus, and we love joking about that. It's great. So it's, a way for them to understand, like I said, why don't Jews just accept what they're saying? Why have we been so stubborn for the last 2,000 years? Well, here's the reason why. And so I'm laying out in each episode just a little piece. I'm not attacking Christianity per se. Just when they try and use texts from the Jewish Bible that obviously I hold with some regard and esteem, I am just trying to counter that narrative and say, look, there is another way of looking at things. So, without further ado, this week, like I said in the intro, I'm going to look at something that many believe, including myself, that basically the missionaries made up out of whole cloth. Now, it's not the missionaries' fault because it is mentioned in the Christian Bible this way. And what is that? That is the text of, it's in Matthew somewhere, 2:23, where basically Matthew is trying to, I guess, come up with some reason why Jesus went over to Nazareth and is from Nazareth, okay? This little podunk town, little backwater place. And he comes and he says that he was from Nazareth, and he quotes, as it is said, spoken through the prophets, he will be called a Nazarene. Now, this is a problem. The major problem is that this verse, and he shall be called a Nazarene, appears absolutely nowhere in the Christian Bible. And there are many attempts by different scholars to try and make this mesh somehow. One of the most popular, well, there's a couple popular opinions. One is that basically he's quoting something that is no longer in existence. However, if this is a major messianic prophecy, you'd think this would be held up and preserved. Also, every other quote in Matthew is found in the Jewish Bible. So it seems a little bit odd that he's quoting well-known verses from the Jewish Bible, and then all of a sudden this one is not, and he doesn't let you in on that secret or anything. So that's kind of strange. Another popular theory is that it's meant to be close to the fact that it says in Isaiah that he will be called, he grew up before him like a tender shoot, Natsir. And that is kind of like the word, you could say that's like a Nazarene, but it still doesn't say exactly what Matthew's telling us it says, and it's a bit of a stretch. And there's other theories as well, each one of them kind of more and more of a stretch, in my opinion. And so I'm not exactly sure why this was left in, and it's a very strange thing. And the only reason I bring it up is because it's, well, it fits in with the theme, some made-up stuff. So there you go. That's our counter-missionary segment for today. And now I would love to leave you with a beautiful Devar Torah, a short Torah thought for Chanukah. So a quick thought on Chanukah. What is the oil all about? We know the famous story. The Greeks came in, defiled the temple, and they couldn't light the menorah before they didn't have any pure olive oil to light the menorah. And they found that one cruse of oil still with the seal of the high priest, still pure and undefiled. And they used it, and it miraculously lasted for 8 days in order for the Jewish people to procure new pure olive oil to light the menorah. What does that mean for us? What's the lesson? Well, oil is used in the Torah to refer to the secrets of the Torah, as well as the essence of something, because oil, the way it's in the olive, it really permeates the whole olive, even the pit of the olive. But you can't just bite into the olive and there's olive oil. You have to press it out, right? Because it's really deep within. It's so imbued in the olive oil, in the olive itself, that you have to. It's united. It's the essence of the olive. And so you have to press it out in order to get it out. So this represents the soul that's called the Pintele Yid, the essential point of the Jewish soul that's within every single person, within every single Jew. And Chanukah teaches us that even though things might seem bad, things might seem defiled, maybe I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, maybe I'm not connecting to God in the best way that I can, and I fall short sometimes, sure, but you know what? Deep inside, the essence of who we are, that if you get down to the core, is that pure Pintele Yid, that pure essential point of your soul that is always connected through and through, united with God. And so the lesson of Chanukah is that we have to tap into that. We have to tap into that essential part of ourself, that deep spiritual part of ourself that's connected to God at its core. And then we will see true miracles. It will last. It will give us a fire. It will give us an excitement, an enjoyment for Judaism, for Torah, for mitzvot, for God, that is far beyond what we would naturally have on our own. But when we tap into this essential inner oil, this inner soul that we possess, it will take us through life and show us how everything is miraculous, how God is in our lives and guiding us and helping us. And that's the lesson that I want you to take away from this Chanukah, that we're always connected to God, and we just have to tap into it and allow that part of ourselves to express itself. Happy Chanukah, Shabbat Shalom, until next week.
But even if my tongue was sweet and lips graceful, I would still be unable to praise you. I'm grateful, I promise to be loyal and faithful. I'll represent you, I won't disgrace you. Thank you for taking me in your wings, you make me sing. Besides you, I have no kin. You are my rock, my refuge, I got to bless you. I love you, there's none above you. I raise my hands in holiness and blow it